We have assistant coach Steve Sabins, as well as seniors Darius Hill and Ivan Gonzalez. Before we get to questions for our student athletes, Coach, if you can lead us off with an opening comment, please.
Yeah, tough game today. I thought we got outside of ourselves a little bit. Again, the atmosphere was unbelievable. The fans have absolutely brought the energy here for 2 straight days. It's been really fun to be part of that. I think we're all starting to realize that that's what West Virginia baseball can be. It's been a blast to play. Didn't go our way tonight, but get an opportunity to go play some more baseball tomorrow.
Thank you very much, Coach. Now questions for our student athletes.
Well, Ivan, I guess the obvious one was the play at the plate. You know, that they go to the review. Did you think you touched the plate? What was your angle? What was your thought?
Yeah, I definitely thought it was an out. I mean, I thought I had the ball, had possession, stepped on the plate, called it our way, and you just got to keep moving forward. You know, can't let one call determine the game for you.
Darius, the play with Brandon in the first inning, you're running that way as he's diving into the wall. What did you see? And then obviously in the moments that followed as he, gets up and then he's, back in the game. I mean, kind of take us through that and through your eyes.
It was just a tough break. The Duke player put a big charge into the ball. I think we were playing shallow because there were 2 strikes and just barely didn't get there. And just unfortunate way he hit the wall. I think he's fine now. But he's a tough guy. I could tell he was hurting as soon as he hit the wall. Obviously, as you saw, he stayed down for a couple minutes, but I think he's ready to go. That's just the identity of our team, tough guys. I think he'll be ready. We'll all be ready for tomorrow.
What were his first words like when
He was just like, "Oh, that hurt," as you could imagine. As you could see, he stayed in the game tough games.
Yeah. Did that surprise you at all? That he eventually, gets back up and he's throwing and he's back in the game.
A little bit, I mean, because he hit the wall hard. I
Right.
ran into the wall. All outfielders have experienced that, and it's never fun. But hey, he's one of the best, so we needed him out there. He knew that. We all knew that, so he stuck it out and stayed in the game.
Was that tough emotionally on you guys to try to bounce back from that and you see that happen?
A little bit, but I mean, it's an RBI triple for them at the end of the day. You got to keep playing, but when you see one of your teammates, one of your brothers go down, it's never ideal. You don't ever want to see that happen, but when we're playing, hey, that happens sometimes, so we got to get past it and keep playing.
There's not just that, but you miss a scoring opportunity the first for Ivan, and then, AK doesn't have his best stuff, they get to him for 4 runs early. Does all that come to build up, make it tough to get that first run across and, come to affect your mindset a little bit?
I mean, it's baseball, You're not going to come out there and be 100% every time you go out there. We're human beings. But it's just like we said, after they score, we got to come back and punch back, You're going to get hit in the mouth, and you just got to come back with another punch and keep coming and keep bringing the energy. And unfortunately, it just didn't go our way today.
For both guys, it seemed like Jarvis Duke's pitcher had some pretty good stuff tonight. What was he doing maybe that was holding you guys down?
He's mixing his pitches really well. I mean, most right-handed pitchers don't have the changeup going for both righties and lefties, but he had it going both ways today, and it was really keeping us off balance. Then he was locating his fastball enough in the middle innings just to keep us off the changeup, and he was able to finish us at the end.
Yeah, that's exactly what you said. It's hard for righties to hit that changeup, and that's what he was doing to us. And pitched a hell of a game.
Last question for our student athletes.
Were you expecting Alec to come home in that situation, and then I guess how did you guys sort of build after Randy got thrown out?
Just us bringing the energy. It's what we are. It's the identity of the team. Just because we're down 4 runs doesn't mean anything. Because we know we come back in the 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th inning. That's usually where we score our runs this year. But it's just something you have to step back, regroup, and keep going.
All right, thank you very much for your time, guys. Oh, you're up.
I'm up. First time.
All right, questions now for Coach Sabins.
What did you think of Alec? He walks more than he typically does. He only gave up 4 hits, so it wasn't like he was getting crushed. What did you just think of his performance overall?
Yeah, maybe a little bit off, but he's the ultra competitor. He's the guy that our whole team revolves around. So I think I always talk to Coach Mays about 15 games in. I quit questioning anybody's want, desire, passion, energy of this ball club. They just bring it every day. So, like Ivan said pretty eloquently, I think they're just humans. Just maybe his fastball command wasn't quite there early. Maybe he wasn't landing the slider quite as much as he normally does. Threw some really good pitches. It was pretty funny, he being in the dugout, taking them out. I think it was after the 7th inning. That certainly wasn't easy. You know, it was a issue where I was thinking in the 8th there might be 2 pitchers out on the mound because I had to stay pretty firm on that one with Alec because he wants to be on the mound. He wants to compete. He wants to actually absolutely blow it out. I just told him, we need you to be really good because the next time you pitch, it's your job to make sure that you're pitching in the super regional because that's the type of leadership that he brings to the team. He's a lot more than the Friday night starter with his game. He's got an opportunity now to really help our team because he leads it. He's the guy.
How do you prepare yourself to be in this situation, which is obviously not an expected scenario?
Yeah, you don't prepare yourself. I mean, I think it's the second time that's happened in my career here. The first time was against Oklahoma State, which was my previous institution that I worked with. So that was fun because I think I went out there in the third base box and there was 2 opposite field homers back to back, so I looked like a genius that day. So it didn't work out quite as well tonight. But you don't prepare. You're in there every day with practices and you're kind of part of the team. And me and Mays are very close, so I have an idea of how he wants to run the game. And my opinion's not always the same, but it's pretty close.
Does he give you any advice or marching orders on his way out?
No, he doesn't. Not on this one.
How about pitching going forward tomorrow? You guys have been through a lot of the guys that have started most of the games for you this year. Any idea which way you might go more?
Yeah, I think Bergert's going to have the ball tomorrow. He threw such a gem in Oklahoma City in the Big 12 tournament. Him and Ottinger were the 2 freshmen that went the CG against Texas Tech for the big win that maybe cemented us hosting a regional. So those guys are still available. Stroud, he threw 4 innings and was beautiful, and he's available. I think everybody is available. The guys that are spent probably right now are the 2 guys that have started the games. But other than that, I think it's all hands on deck. You're just trying to do anything you can to win.
One thing Randy's kind of talked about all year is the underdog mentality and how this team kind of thrives on that. Now you guys are in a situation, yeah, you're the top seed and you're at home, but backs against the wall, you lose and go home. Just how do you feel like the team might respond with such a short turnaround between this and that?
They've just responded every year. That's something I think we're so far past the point of rah or get the guys motivated. This is their team at this point. We've played too many games to feel like we're coaching and we're leading. If they want to go win ball games and play hard, they're going to, and that's what they've proven to do for the last 40 straight. That's why we're in a position to begin with. So I think you just support them. You try to make sure that their feet are on the ground, because sometimes in that situation, even though it can be very intimidating for the other team, it can be so exciting for our team that heart rates can get elevated. So I think it's just more about slowing down, playing baseball, playing catch, throwing strikes, things that we've been good at all year.
Coach, the guys obviously gave credit to Jarvis for the job that he did on the mound for Duke today. And it's one thing to lose to a good pitcher, but then you also throw in, coach getting ejected and all the replay reviews and the situation with Brandon. And did it almost seem like too much of an obstacle at any point to get over? This obviously, fans were getting ejected. I mean,
Sure.
this wasn't a normal game. Like
No,
this
super
way.
choppy, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it's like we couldn't get our footing early on because it was so choppy. I don't know how many reviews there were. Guys were talking to hitters and talking to pitchers and fans getting ejected. And so try to get the team together in the 4th inning, just told guys to slow down. What we've done up to this point is not working. So try to do something a little bit different, just go be ourselves and play good baseball. But I think we'll get back in the rhythm of things tomorrow and just playing catch and playing good baseball. But yeah, it was an unusual game. I haven't been part of a game like that before.
Is that the first game you've had to go up to Manila and say, you're done today?
It is. Yeah, that is not my role, that's for sure. Coach Bargeron was awesome in the dugout. He assists with the pitchers. He's our volunteer assistant, and he's also the assistant pitching coach. So he lives with those guys day in and day out, and so he had a ton of input on moves that we made and where he thought maybe we're after that really emotional inning with Manoa. The whole game was emotional, but then that inning specifically was emotional. He got out of it. I think he was right, knocking on the door of 100 pitches, somewhere around there. So he had a big input in that. But all the coaches, Ginther and Barge and Fabian and Crow, they were all great.
It looked like
Coach
guys were
Sabins, we're at time, sorry guys. Thank you very much for your time, Coach.
You got it.